All right, everybody, welcome to our NFL Pick'em for Week 3 of our NFL picks. I am Ricky Reeves. On the other screen there is Who Cares, and we're gonna definitely have our Week 3 picks for you right here. So the first game of Week 3 is tomorrow night. It is the Carolina Panthers at the Houston Texans. The Carolina Panthers are 2-0. The Houston Texans are 1-1. Who cares? Who do you have in that game tomorrow night?
Okay, well, Ricky, what's going on, Knights? How you doing? Excuse my lighting; it's a little garbage out here. However, um, I'm liking Carolina in this one. I think Christian McCaffrey, he's back. He's starting to look a little stronger. Um, Sam, Sam Darnold is fitting into the system a little bit better than I thought he would. So, um, I don't, I don't see really much of a matchup in this one. I say Carolina in somewhat of a landslide.
I also like Carolina in this game too. They're definitely the surprise team of the whole league because nobody was expecting Sam Darnold to do this. He's living up to that potential that he came out with from USC, and it's looking good right now. So I see them going 3-0. So I got Carolina as well. The next matchup
Yep.
is the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. The Indianapolis Colts are 0-2. The Tennessee Titans are 1-1. Who was your pick in that one?
Mm. Well, considering Derrick Henry is going to be dealing with a lesser defense, um, who's going to be able to hold Julio and Brown in their secondary at this point? So I'm seeing Tennessee taking this one.
I like I like Tennessee in this one as well because the Colts don't really have an identity yet. I think Carson Wentz is injured. He injured both of his ankles, and Tennessee, their season was in jeopardy last week, but that comeback victory going into overtime in Seattle that saved their season. So I see them winning this one and going 2-1 as well. So I like Tennessee as well. The next game is the Atlanta Falcons, who are 0-2, traveling to the New York Giants, who are 0-2. Who do you like in this matchup?
Mm. The battle of the garbage pails.
Yes. Yes.
um, Now with this one, Saquon Barkley's not as healthy as he should be. You know what I mean? It's going to be another Daniel Jones type of game. He's going to have to lead the offense, not only in passing, but in rushing as well. Um, who's our other team again?
Atlanta Falcons.
Now, Atlanta Falcons, my lord.
These ain't the Montbello Falcons. These are Atlanta Falcons.
Right. Shoot, we need to call the crew back. But no, I think Atlanta's gonna have more of a chip on their shoulders versus the Giants. They're kind of used to being in this position, and I don't think I don't think the coach Judge really. I don't know if he can figure out what he wants out of his team, let alone come up with a game plan. It seems like they're confused the entire game. So, and they shouldn't have let the Washington football team beat them. So, I'm picking Atlanta.
Yeah, this is like a bucket. That toilet bowl game. Both teams are very disappointing. Um, and the Giants, they're at home, but that doesn't mean nothing. That doesn't even mean nothing in this one. And I think Atlanta wants it more. They showed more fight in that Tampa Bay game, and that showed that team is better than they were expected to be. So I think Atlanta's going to get their first victory of the season. So I agree with you there on that one. The next game is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams are 1-1. And who do you like in that one?
LA is the second home, but we're not going by jurisdictions at this point. You know what I mean? Uh, I think I think the Chargers get spanked on this one.
I definitely agree with you there as well. I packed the way Patrick Mahomes and them lost that game to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, a fumble. That was all because they was gonna go score. There was no
Right.
stopping them, and I think they're gonna come out and just put their foot on the pedal and keep it to the pedal, and they're gonna win that game big over the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert's gonna have a big game. Throwing the ball, he's looking like a good quarterback for years and years to come. But I think that's about it. He's not going to get a victory in Arrowhead. So I definitely like the Kansas City pick as well. The next game is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh
Mm.
Steelers. This game used to be easy, Steelers, but not anymore.
Right.
So who do you like in this one? Both teams are 1-1, by the way.
Right. And I'm liking Cincinnati because we have a young Joe Burrow compared to a Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, you can see that this is about it for him. Now, I'm gonna be extremely surprised if he plays next year. You know, uh, that's just kind of the tradition of being a Pittsburgh Steeler football player. You know what I mean? You remember Jerome Bettis? They did the segment on him just getting out of bed, and it took him about 5 minutes. So, you know, it's a tough division. It's a hard nosed, gridiron division. But I think Cincinnati is going to is becoming the future of that division. Um, I I don't see I don't see the I see Cincinnati kind of kind of giving the old guys a piece of their medicine.
I think that as well. It's a tough pick for me. I'm I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, and it's just simply because they're at home. But this is let's make it clear. This is not the same Pittsburgh Steelers that we have grown accustomed to know. So I still will pick them, but I definitely agree with you. The Cincinnati Bengals are the future of that division. They're heading in the right direction. Pittsburgh is heading in the wrong direction. Their offensive line, it's got to be one of the worst in football. I have never seen their offensive line like this before. Especially they had Dermontti Dawson's, Mike Webster's, Marquise Pouncey. They had all these guys, and they ain't looking like that right now. So definitely, I'm going with the Steelers, and you're going with the Bengals. So that's our difference right there. Our first one right there.
Okay.
The next matchup, the Cincinnati. Oh, that was Free's one. The Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. This is a very interesting matchup. This is a
Yeah.
very good game, and there's a lot of storylines in it. So go ahead and get started with this one.
Well, when are you gonna when is it the right time to put in Justin Fields?
Well, actually, it
When
is
is
right
it?
now. It is right now. They did say he is starting this week, this Sunday, because Andy
Oh,
Dalton is
okay.
out with the injury, so he will start.
All right. Well, I honestly think that this will be his first real piece of NFL action against a team who's going to welcome him. He's gotten welcome to the NFL a couple of weeks ago. He's taken some shots, but however, uh, now I think it's time for him to get welcome into the NFL uh, during the regular season. And I think, you know, I don't know. I think Cleveland Browns pull this one off. I'll give him 10 points.
Mm. See, because this ain't the same Browns. These Browns can play. They on both sides of the ball. Baker Mayfield has definitely improved from where he was looking like he was heading, but he definitely has improved right now. I don't even know if Odell Beckham's even coming back. I mean, it's even if he doesn't, it doesn't matter. They still got plenty of weapons over there. But I like for my pick. I like the young guy in this one. I think Justin Fields is going to look very exciting against Cleveland, and I think the Bears defense. That's been they've been hyped up for the last few years. I think they're going to have a good game. I don't think no, I don't think they can stop Khalil Mack on that edge. I think he's going to wreak havoc
Mm.
and get about maybe 2 to 3 sacks. So I like the Chicago Bears
Ooh.
in that one. So we got the Bears for me, and you got the Cleveland Browns. So interesting picks there, and we'll find out like like we always do.
Yeah, absolutely. We came up stupid short last week.
Right,
Um,
right,
but yeah, it takes a few weeks to get to know who a team really is before you start making better, decisions on
right,
who's
right.
gonna
It does. It definitely
pull off.
takes a few weeks to get used to what you're looking at and everything. I say give it around
Right.
week 5 or something. That's when it
Mm-hmm.
really started going. So the next matchup, the Baltimore Ravens at the Detroit Lions. And Baltimore is coming off that big win against Kansas City. Who do you like in that one?
Well, any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday. That's why I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, you know what?
Because
I'm,
there's
I'm
no
going with
way
him
they should
too.
lose to the Detroit Lions. I'm sorry.
Oh
There's no
no,
way. No one love to Detroit as a city, but I'm sorry. There's no way the Lions win this game. There should be. It's too early in the season to be having these kind of upsets.
right, right. I don't see Jared Goff. I can see why they did trade Jared Goff, the Rams. I see why they traded him to Detroit. I just don't see. He just doesn't get that ball down the field. He doesn't get it down the field. You know, he just dinks and dunks, and I don't think that's enough. And he's playing a high flying Ravens defense. I mean,
Mm.
it's gonna be struggle all day. So
All
I'm with
day.
you right there. The Baltimore Ravens. I like that. I like that pick there. The next matchup, the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots.
Mm. Ooh. I'm going to have to give it to New England because Jameis Winston can be Jameis Winston.
Yes.
how do you survive uh coming back from a performance like that? Dang, that's hard to do. It's almost a seesaw effect with that man. But I can't I can't put my bargaining chips on Jameis just yet. Um,
Right.
and Mac Jones, I mean, yeah, like you said before, he looks like the second coming somewhat of Tom Brady, especially for that system. He fits exactly what Bill Belichick is looking for. So, I see a more polished Patriots team this week. Um, I give New England the win.
Yes, I like New England in this one as well. I think Bill Belichick's going to have a game plan to throw Jameis Winston off. Even though it doesn't seem like it's too much to do that, but you know, I mean, this guy did throw 5 touchdowns in the first week. I mean, I don't know how he did that, but he did it, and I like the Patriots in this one. I think Mac Jones is definitely, he is everything like Tom Brady, like pretty much everything. Like even if the build, if you look at his build, he looks like
Yeah,
Tom Brady how he started. So I definitely
throwing.
like the Patriots. Oh yes,
Yeah, he gets rid of the ball and like because I was doing it like he gets rid of the ball just as quick.
yeah. So I definitely
He's
see those comparisons.
he's not quite he's not quite as crisp as Tom, but he's not. The kid's got a bright future for sure. So
That's definitely for sure. So definitely the Patriots in that one. We both agree. The next matchup is the Arizona Cardinals, 2-0 at the Jacksonville Jaguars, 0-2. Who do you like in that one?
okay, Arizona Cardinals. Um, yeah, that I don't know. Should we see another Chandler Jones extraordinaire?
Yes. Everybody who don't know out there, I'm a big Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and I totally agree with what Who Cares just said. I think Chandler Jones will have a big game because there is nobody. There are tackles, Jamar Taylor and Cam Robinson. They've been struggling all year, and I think it's going to continue until they get that figured out. So I totally agree with you on that. But we said he's going to have a big game. But are they going to win the game?
Right. Yeah. So uh, Arizona. I pick Arizona on this one. I'm gonna just go ahead and I won't go any further. In my opinion on as to why. I'm just gonna go with Arizona. They just seem like the stronger team. It's almost evident.
Going with Arizona as well. They are they're on fire right now. I think they're the best team in the NFC West for sure, in my opinion.
Yep.
The next matchup is the Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills, a rematch of that 1991 Super Bowl that was in Minnesota. Um, Obviously, Washington was a different nickname back then. So, who do you like that one?
um. Well. Now I do kind of like this Tyler Heineke. Now he, he's proven a lot of people wrong about um just what kind of team they have. And that's the thing, you don't know what kind of team you're going to have with Washington.
Right.
So this is going to be kind of an upsetter for me. I'm going to go with the Washington football team. Let's roll.
Yes, I like the Buffalo Bills. I know that pass rush for the Washington football team will be there, but I think they got a good line to maintain that. So I like Josh Allen in a big game over the Washington football team. The
Okay,
next matchup,
good deal.
the New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. The Jets are 0-2
Mm,
coming to the Mile High City against the Broncos, who are 2-0 and are definitely riding high, and rightfully so. And I see that hat on right there. We know where you stand. So who do you like in the
okay.
matchup?
Well, it's our first home game, and if you ever been to a home opener ever in Denver, it's gonna be live. It's gonna definitely be live. Um, you know, we have even a bigger reason to play for in front of the home fans. You know what I mean? So I expect us to come out hype. I expect the Broncos to come out hype, ready to go. Teddy Bridgewater using all his weapons. He makes sure everybody on the team touches the ball. So you don't know who's gonna really get the ball. So who do you really prepare for? Is it Noah Fant? Is it KJ Hamler? You know what I mean? Is it Cortland Sutton? Hopefully he's I don't know what his status is as of now, but you know, I think who you prepare for. And then you have Tim Patrick, you know. Um we also have, I just can't pronounce this brother's last name, but the tight end that we have,
Oh,
he's
he's an African. Yes, Agwu Mabuke.
yeah, there you go. Okay. See, you good at that.
Number 85, everybody. Number 85.
Number
Agwu
85,
Mabuke.
man. So, I'll get, I learn all my players' names at some point, but now the Broncos should, at home, with the altitude, destroy these Jets.
Oh, yes.
So,
I think the Jets. I think the Jets right now, they're I wasn't expecting much from them anyway, but they're kind of disappointing in a way because Zach Wilson, you traded away Sam Darnold for Zach Wilson. Sam Darnold's looking like he should have stayed there now. You know how he's playing there. I mean, it's just 2 games. We're not going to jump to the conclusions. Just 2 games,
But
but they're not
different
winning
systems
in
too,
Mile High
though. Is
City.
it are they two different systems though?
Yes, that is. They are 2 different systems because you got to remember the coach Robert Saleh. He is from the Kyle Shanahan tree, so they run a zone running scheme like the Denver Broncos with the Super Bowl runs in '97 and '98. They run that scheme. So
Mm-hmm.
in Carolina, they run more of a spread type run and shoot offense type of offense there. So that fits more for Sam Darnold because when he was at USC, he threw it to all his receivers and had usually one running back, and he would have a fullback certain formations. But the scheme fits him better in Carolina. But the Jets, they're not beating the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos are going to go 3-0, a surprise at 3-0, especially in the AFC West. They'll be sitting on top of the AFC West at the end of it.
Right.
So definitely the surprise of the AFC West for sure. And Teddy Bridgewater, he could possibly be having an MVP season right before our eyes. We seeing good things from him. So
Mm-hmm. Go
the
Broncos.
all right. The next matchup, the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm. Yeah. After who's their backup after Tua? I mean,
That's an excellent
knowing that
question. I can't even I'm gonna look that up right now as we speak. Let me make sure. Because that's a good question. Like who is it? Oh, it could possibly be Jacoby Brissett. I think that's who it is. But I'm gonna make sure. Because
okay.
Tua is out with that very Tua Tagovailoa. He is out with a serious rib injury. He got slammed into the turf on this past Sunday. Definitely was a
Yeah.
bad looking injury, and hopefully he gets better because he's a talented player. So
Yeah. Heal
so
up good
yes,
and yeah.
so yes, it is Jacoby Brissett. That is the quarterback going in.
Okay. Well, looking at Miami and their constant problems. Um, Raiders feel pretty confident after uh, beating Baltimore the way they beat Baltimore. They just beat Pittsburgh. They're feeling
In
themselves right
Pittsburgh.
now. When the Raiders start winning, they start feeling themselves, and they start pretending they like they can play. So I'm gonna go with Las Vegas on this one.
I like the Las Vegas Raiders as well. I think John Gruden really has that team headed in the right direction. Derek Carr is also having a really good season as well. He's hitting every receiver. He's throwing that ball downfield. I like the Las Vegas Raiders in that one as well to go 3-0 over the Miami
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins. The next matchup, the Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. The Seahawks are coming off of that disappointing loss against the Tennessee Titans where they gave up pretty much a 20-point lead and lost in overtime. And Minnesota is also coming off a very, very disappointing loss. Their kicker missed a field goal at the 19-yard line of the Arizona Cardinals. Terrible way to lose a game. Somebody's got to win this one, though. So who do you like in this matchup?
Mm-hmm. You know, I've been picking Minnesota for the last 2 weeks, and they've been hurting my heart a lot, man. And I don't know if I could suffer another Pepto Bismol type of weekend. If it's close, Minnesota's gonna lose. If it's up to the kicker, you can count that out. Okay, so I'm going with the other squad. I got to pick against Minnesota this week. I got to see if something different comes about.
I think Seattle is the team is going to be hungry in this game. I think Minnesota is in a spiral. If they go 0-3, there's going to be questions coming out of there about the head coach Mike Zimmer, about Kirk Cousins, and everything in Minnesota. And also, they're playing
Absolutely.
Dalvin Cook, who is injured. He is injured. He's got an ankle
Indeed.
injury, and they're still
Indeed.
forcing him to play on it. I don't think you should force a great player like that to play
Who
on an
depends
ankle.
who depends on cutting back a lot. He makes guys miss inevitably,
Right.
with those ankles. He's
Exactly.
the one that's supposed to be breaking everybody else's ankles. You know what I mean? So I and they don't have a what Abdullah isn't a bad backup,
No, he's not. He's decent, but he's not Dalvin. He's not Dalvin Cook. He's not him.
but
And
if
they've
you're
been
looking for
riding
the
him.
longevity, if you're looking for the longevity of your season, you'd sit Dalvin. Now I just see it going downhill from here with Minnesota. So uh, you know, I mean, Seattle's the stronger team. Who's gonna stop Tyler Lockett? It's like he's going to do something amazing each game. Whether it's it'll be he'll put him in a position to score one way or another. Whether it's not a spectacular catch or just a catch for a first down, um, because the focus is always on Metcalf, but Tyler Lockett I think is the quietest, best wide receiver in the NFL. I go with
Right.
Seattle.
I think we discussed with Tyler Lockett. He can he can go inside. He can go outside. He's got great moves. He just does a lot of great different things. So I definitely like the Seahawks in this one as well. And Minnesota, unfortunately, their season is going to continue to be in disappointing. So that's who I like in that one as well.
Right?
The next matchup is Tampa Bay at the Rams. Good matchup.
It is. You know, and LA is my second team, y'all. So it's the Rams to be exact. And I'm not going with the Rams just for the sake of this being home away from home, because Denver's the first place, you know, in my heart, but LA is also the second. So, but let's talk about the team initially. Matthew Stafford can compete with the best.
Right.
Um, I think Donald is going to scare Tom a little bit. Tom is going to be on the pavement a little more than he would like to. Um, this is pretty much a revenge game just against Tom Brady, not necessarily the Patriots, but
Right.
against Tom Brady. I go with the Rams. Let's go.
I like the Rams in this one. They're at home. It's a big matchup, and I think they're going to come out on top in this one. I like Matthew Stafford in this game a lot. I think he's going to have a really big game, and he's going to finally get a defining win for the first time in his career over time, especially over Tom Brady. So that's going to be a
Right,
big matchup.
right.
The Sunday the Sunday night game, the
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay Packers at the San Francisco 49ers.
Mm, that could be a that could. Mm, well, I'm thinking Green Bay may get on board with this. I'm
This is
thinking
going to be a
Green Bay
good
may get
matchup.
on board with this. It is going to be a good matchup for sure. Uh, mm, I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Let's see. San Francisco is 2-0. They're riding high. Green Bay looks like they back to where they need to be. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with. I think this was a game. The game they shouldn't have. This was going to be their first loss. They didn't lose to New Orleans. So I'm going with San Francisco in this one. I like the 49ers in this one. They do have a lot of injuries, but they playing pretty solid on both sides of the ball. And considering their secondary is just shot, and they still are managing to win these games. It's amazing. So I like the 49ers in this matchup. And then the Monday night football game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely a good matchup. Classic NFC East rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jalen Hurts. He's looking pretty good this season.
Yep.
Dak Prescott is looking really good this season. I haven't seen nothing disappointing in his game. So two good black quarterbacks. I like seeing that too, especially young guys
Right.
doing well. So who do you like in that matchup?
Well, I think I like the weapons Dallas has. Um, I believe Gallup's hurt, bro.
Yes, he's on injured reserve for about 3 to 4 weeks, so they won't have him.
But he was a big part of their success too.
Yes.
In the passing game. Uh, I like how Jalen Hurts has come in, has taken charge. He's owning the team, and everything successfully that happens to them revolves around him. As long as you have a clear-headed Jalen Hurts, you have a winning Eagles team. I'm going Philadelphia.
Yes, I definitely see that he took the reins of that team, especially from last season. He just wasn't just put in there just to be in there. He actually is the guy now, and I do definitely like how he's leading that team. Um, the Dallas Cowboys, though, they're coming off a big win against the Chargers. They definitely could have had a really big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first game of the year. But I like them in this matchup just because Dak is playing so well. Even though Michael Gallup is out, you still got CD Lamb, you still got Amari Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
you still got Blake Jarwin, you still got all these guys you could catch from. So that is my pick is for this one is the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, there's our picks for the NFL Pick'em for Week 3, and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see who's right or wrong, and it's gonna be interesting to find out. So
Yeah.
until next time, peace.
Peace.